name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. It's that time of the month again. That used to be said with fear and trepidation. Not so much right now. New Doctor Who magazine out, and I think it's a pretty good issue. I'm looking forward to reading it. Most of the things on it, I want to read. So I think I'm a bit miffed about, though, right? I will tell you my miffness. I am a bit miffed that they only let you print out 8 pages a day now to avoid pirating. I'm just going to a pirating site and downloading it because, look, I'm not flying on Sabbath, right? And I like to read Doctor Who magazines. So I print out the pages I want to read. That's how this works, right? I bought your bloody thing. Let me freaking access it, right? I'm not asking you to pay for the printing. I'm asking you to let me print my own sodding property. So Pocket Mags, get your heads out your ass. So that being said, I mean, everything gets pirated straight away. I'll go and see if it's on, any of the. There's websites that just have all magazines in PDF forms the day after they come out. I feel bad for the publishers, but I paid for it. I want to read it. Now that's a good sign that I actually want to read it. I hadn't said that for about 4 or 5 years in Doctor Who. About 3 years in Doctor Who magazine. It was really awful. But now, again, it's full of things about Doctor Who again. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm on board. More of that, please. I'm joined by Dan Hadley about, 10, 15 minutes into this review. And we wax lyrical about many things, right? As we do, as is our want. Can I ask you to like, share, and subscribe both on my channel and Dan's channel? Mainly my channel. Listen, don't get me wrong, I like Dan a lot. But, I like my channel. Can you head over to Rumble? Rumble is where it's happening, mate. YouTube are really stepping up their censorship. Dr. Alice got a copyright strike the other day. They're very, and it's targeted against people they don't like. It's ridiculous. On my live streams, I get 3 to 4 times the viewers on Rumble than I do on YouTube, and YouTube have 4,000 subscribers. Rumble, I have 150, right? So I want to build up that Rumble, right? I want to build up that Rumble channel. That will be great for me. Maybe I'll start doing other programming on it. Maybe I'll start doing political stuff as well on that, because that goes down well on Rumble, right? That's what Rumble's set up for. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Look in the video notes. You'll find a link to my Substack as well as Twitter. All my content's on Twitter now as well. All the video content's on Twitter. YouTube. Occasionally I post stuff to Facebook when I remember, when I can be bothered. But mostly Substack, because hopefully when I get a few moments to myself, I will be able to work on my book on tape of this. Colin Baker Reads Millennial Rights. It's not really Colin Baker, it's a deep fake AI Colin Baker, but it sounds pretty darn cool. And I like the book, right? I like the book, and I don't want to see it lost to the winds of time. So anyway, that'll be good. If I have time to do that. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Fine. So this came from a live stream I did last night. I'm recording this on Friday, March 31st. When's it going out? I do not know. Who knows? Or dares to dream? Well, you actually know, and you don't need to dream because you're watching it. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me hand it to me, and later, Dan from last night. Doctor Who magazine. No, I didn't catch it. I have to go back and look. There was some kind of controversy on Twitter about the cover. They thought the cover design was a bit boring or something. I don't know. Looks fine to me. But what's your problem? What's your problem? It's quite a good cover, showing you numbers with the first couple of doctors. You know why they're separating the doctors in their most popular and their poll of what's most popular. So Jodie Whittaker can have her top story, right? It's basically to hide how unpopular she is, right? Although I would have thought the Jodie fans would really get on board for her. It's all about embracing something that scares you. Exclusive interview with 14th Doctor directors. Oh, I am going to do that as its own stream, I think. That sounds really good, right? I also got to catch up on Liberation of the Daleks. I haven't read it for the last few months. Okay. So look, Typho Tea giveaway. Flatline was by far the best thing in that first season, right? Absolutely, hands down, the best thing in that first season. We don't want the article. How that goes away. So Roger Langford works this. Tom Spilsbury, you don't have to spin any ratings bollocks. And Christopher Hill. Okay. Doink. New faces. So yeah, well, one or two of them is trans. I know. I think Pete Hell is trans, but okay, whatever. I whatever. And that's really, there's one more mention of Doomsday in this, and this was, they want to minimize this shit. They want to absolutely minimize that. Yeah, all these people are now in Doctor Who. I don't really care. I think I'll do a video tomorrow going over all the interesting bits of this, like reading them out. I like the first Doctor plush. That's cool. I do like that one, actually. That's nice. I should get that for Alex Lees because I like his first Doctor. These are around 60-year part. What's this? After the first 300 stories, nearly 60 years, there's more than 14 Doctors. It's time to ask your favorites on the complete history so far. Okay, we want you to give us your opinion on the Doctor Who stories. This issue, it's a turn on Peter Davies and Colin Baker. Okay, fine. Fine, those darling books, they look kind of nice, but no. Yeah, letter from the showrunner. I haven't read this yet. It's always the first thing I read, right? We might go back and read that tonight, right? And that's probably going to be my video tomorrow. Oh, God, this was embarrassing. Comic Relief. This was as funny as it was. Not at all. I mean, like, it was just not, with bits I saw, none of it funny. Like I nearly beat up somebody who they'll give, what charity they give them money to. I don't know, a refugee and took money from them. Right, that's how much I was uninspired by it. It's a nice bit of art. Look at that. Let's give this guy a bit of play. Nice design. I mean, probably. Is it digital or is it? Come back. Really? I'm just trying to say that's a good job. That's all I'm trying to do, mate. Now I gotta go. Now it's just confused. There you go. Okay. Here we go. That's a nice piece of art. I like that. Well done, Paul Pickford. Nice. Oh yeah, it is nice. That looks. I really do enjoy it. That looks like it's physical, right? It could be. It's really, you can't really tell nowadays, can you? Season 3 by Jiggo 4. I'm not really a fan of the more cartoony stuff. Katie Manning and Richard Thomas at the BFI. Okay. Oh, he's dressed as a Pertwee. I couldn't really tell, but Katie is so lovely. More good fan art. Okay, let's look. I like looking at this bit. Okay, cringe. Prepare to meet thy doom. Yeah, you have done. Yeah, nobody's giving a shit. Comic Relief. Cringe. Crystal D presents a guide to cringe. Wow, a lot of cringe going on. There you go. What's this? This is nice. This is a good piece of work. This is freaking excellent. That's excellent work. I like that a lot. Because you see he's not copying anything. That's really good. Yeah. Kieran Ward, keep working, okay? Keep up at working because you really have a good design going on, a good eye for design. Right, this is fun as well. Look at this one. I love all this fan art. Oh, where'd they go? Go to page view. Hang on. Yeah. This is a nice bit. Although it could be AI. It's so hard to tell nowadays, isn't it? Well, I like this. This is really nice. Excellent. Seeing all this fan art. What's this one over here? Frobisher and the Six Doctors companionship as Mona Lisa. Well, that's a bit weird if you don't mind me saying so, right? That's a bit strange. Good for you, though, right? Good for you. Who was that? Justin Bush. So, you know, I can't do that. Okay. When I'm about to introduce somebody, never, ever have the last word I'm going to read be Bush, okay? That's always going to be bad. No, that would be bad. So, you know, I am reveling in this Bush. I'm reveling in this issue of Doctor Who magazine. I know somebody else who likes a good copy of Doctor Who magazine. You know, sometimes the pages get stuck together. What can you say? What can you say? You know, sometimes one's essence just gets leaks out with excitement. I mean, maybe, look, if it leaks out with excitement in this magazine, you might want to see a doctor. That's all I'm saying. But you know what? Everything's groovy in today's world, baby. But, you know, everything might be groovy. But there is still a hierarchy of greatness, right? You know, there are serfs like me who, you know, if we're lucky, we get to work our way up to mucking up the lepers, you know, and, you know, just cleaning the shit out the gutters. However, we have our betters that get to shit in the gutters, and they shit in the gutters with great gusto and glee. One of my favorite gutter shitters is going to join us tonight. He is, of course, Birmingham's King of the Geeks. We have Dan Hadley with us. How you doing, Dan?
I tell you what, it's been a lot easier to keep oneself aroused now they've got rid of the Time Team from Doctor Who magazine, isn't it? You can sustain.
Strangely, yes. Oh my God, yeah. The Time Team. That was embarrassing. That did not go well. Hey, I'm looking at Doctor Who magazine. Would you care to peruse it with me?
By all means. I haven't had a chance to pick this up yet today. I've been too busy, so I'll have to go and grab my copy tomorrow. Does it look like a good one?
Yeah, it actually does. I mean, if you like black and white Who, sure. Have you any interest in buying this?
It's Peter. This is my TARDIS team, so yeah, I will get this. You know, I have to be selective. Do we have writers? Do we know who's writing this little lot?
They don't see it. I'll look at the website after, but yeah. I'm giving a miss. This column is just so incredibly dull, but it did have one interesting bit. So I got a bunch of rumors this week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, very similar, right? I don't know if you heard the same thing. That did you see my thumbnail for tonight?
I haven't, I'm afraid. I mean, if you're talking about doomsday rumors, I'm not hearing. I have heard things.
No, there's radio. No, part of the thing is there's radio silence now, right? So
yes,
the rumor I heard was that like this is just something like Russell Deere was like okay to do a transmedia thing. He didn't see it, and apparently he didn't see the trailer until a couple of days, and he only saw it because he was alerted of the meltdown on Twitter that was going on, right? And he saw it, and he basically this happened. He had a shit when he was like, "What the is this?" He was livid about. Have you heard this? Because I had more than one person tell me this.
I've oh God, okay. Obviously, you can't say, and I can't say either. I know that Russell is nothing to do with this at all, and I know that now. I mean, I presumed I didn't know that he hadn't seen the trailer. I hadn't heard that, but I can believe it, given that it would marry up with the very little things that I've been told. It would substantiate that. There are people out there who and I understand why. Of course, I do. The culture war is dying, but we still have echoes of it, like the Time War. There are people out there that want to believe the worst of Russell T Davies, and this is something that he is actively involved in, and it simply isn't. I imagine that was the truth originally, and now I know it. I know that he was nothing to do with it, but I had assumed that he'd signed everything off, including that trailer, and so.
I think it's I don't think he saw it. That's the thing.
I bet he went.
What I think happened. I think he signed it off and he didn't see it.
I bet the air
how bad can it be? Like,
I bet the air turned blue wherever that was in the room.
Yes. That's what I'm hearing. That's the word on the street. Have you noticed in the last 5 days there's been complete radio silence? Like not a word.
Zero. This thing will, for all intents and purposes, disappear.
Yeah. It was, when we were having that Twitter back and forth with John Dorney, his reaction was what happened? Like, oh God, retreat now. I'm on the wrong course.
John's a very talented writer who I've enjoyed a lot of his stuff. That aside, the man made a total prick of himself that day.
Didn't he? Yes, he did.
You could practically smell the diarrhea with each consecutive tweet as he realised he was just digging himself a deeper hole. And I didn't do that deliberately. But I couldn't let it stand because the things that he's putting out there publicly with, let's be honest, John has a sizable audience, which is well won. He's a great writer and he's been doing it a long, long time. But he's out there talking absolute crap. And I challenged him in what I thought was a pretty polite, measurable and respectful way, and you saw how he reacted. He basically called me. He basically called me you know what he called me. Like I was something he was wiping off the bottom of his shoe, and I won't have that. I'm no, he's no better than me. I'm no better than him. And I speak as I find to whoever, and I've had run-ins with John before, which he probably doesn't remember, but I remember. And it went largely the same as it went on Twitter the other day. The guy hasn't changed.
Well, I imagine that the word went out from Scott Hancock that nobody touched this radioactive slag.
Scott Hancock seems like just a guy who knows when to play his hand and knows when to hold it.
He knows how to roll them. He knows how to fold them. Jameson has this coming up. This is one.
I love her.
She should stream that. I would pay to see that. Right, I would absolutely play that. Mark has played John Gielgud in the movie and the queue in the National Theatre. Oh, well, yeah, they should really stream a lot of this stuff. I would like to stream that as well. Did you ever see Nolly?
I did. Did you?
Yeah, I loved it.
So did I.
It's the right length. It's 3 episodes. It didn't overstay its welcome. Big mistake with the rig. If the rig was 3 episodes, I would have watched the whole thing. Right.
Oh, there was so much fat on that; it was ridiculous.
Right, exactly. So, So he played Larry Grayson in it. I think it was great. Is it? and I went to look up on YouTube. Larry Grayson actually was in Crossroads playing the chauffeur when Nolly her character got married.
I think that Nolly was again anybody who's forgotten how strong a writer Russell T Davies is, how well he builds characters, and how expertly he rolls out a story, needs to go and watch that. I don't think it's the best thing he's ever written. I think a very British Scandal is probably that.
I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. But I think it was fun. It was fun, enjoyable TV. In this month in 2003, this must be the live version of Quatermass they did, which was okay. It was David Tennant and Jason Fleming, Mark Gatiss, Indira Varma. My God, that woman. Absolutely adore Indira Varma. Who else was in that? It was a great cast. And I watched that go out live on BBC4, and you could see them. You could see the panic in their eyes. It was wonderful. Yes, you really could. You absolutely could. They were absolutely terrified. That's one of the reasons I liked it. That worked. They had a great sci-fi season on that year, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, they did. What's his name? Not Timothy West. Sam West played John Wyndham. That was a fantastic drama as well. Yeah, I'll have to dig those things out.
So, but this month in 2003. This was before the return was announced.
Yeah.
So look, I remember all this stuff. The new CGI in what's it again in Dalek Invasion of Earth, I should say. Yeah, that which I thought was very good. But this is from Dalek. This was like 2 years later. I will read that at some point. That sounds interesting, right? This looks like a great article. I am looking forward to reading this, right? An in-depth talk with the 3 directors. I think directors after writers are the most important people.
Well, Rachel Talalay, I mean, if you notice, she's also very, very left-wing, but she's not intolerably so.
listen. You can live with people. We all used to live with each other with political fucking differences. That was just normal. You were a weirdo if you didn't talk to somebody because they didn't vote the same way as you. You're a knob, right? That became normal over the last 5 to 10 years.
She seems very live and let live, and I don't know who the other two are, but they just seem like really quite nice people who are happy to get down to work on the show, which is how it used to be.
Yeah. Which I think was going to, and Rachel Taylor's got such a good background. So that is an article I'm excited to read. I kind of want to get this, the 1988 yearbook. This one looks good.
I stopped buying these when they put the price up, and I regret it now. I think you can still get most of them. They're certainly in print, and if you can, but they're harder to find than they used to be. A lot of shops stopped stocking the magazine itself. So these are a little harder to come by than they were. But 1988 was a special year, very special year.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting the digital one. Because shipping it. So they did the first poll. Why are they doing the polls of the doctors separately? So Jodie Whittaker doesn't look alone.
Exactly. It's all to run defense on Whittaker, and they'll be doing it for years, if not indefinitely as well. It's sickening.
At some point, 10 years from now, they'll just stop and admit you was shit. Right? At some point, they will just go, "Yeah, we were lying."
Yeah.
So in the top story now, I do like this article though. Look, the top story in 2023 is Dalek Invasion of Earth. In 2014, it was number 2. In 2009 and 1998, it was number 3. I like that they got the changing tides, right? The changing thing. So what was number 1? Number 1 was the Daleks in 2014. So Daleks was the most popular one, but I think Dalek Invasion of Earth is better. What do you think?
Dalek Invasion of Earth better than the Daleks? I would. You know what? I agree. I agree.
Tyler's gone up a lot as well. Look at that. It's interesting.
I think that the Invasion of Earth is punchier. I think that the Daleks is just that bit too long and too static.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Daleks was good then. That was revolutionary, right? It introduced, in terms of a good story, I actually think the TV version is way better in terms of scripting than the movie version.
I would agree.
Right? Is this all this is the top 30 or this all the stories? Can't tell. 1 second.
The web planets all the way at the bottom.
Well, that's understandable. Now, is at the bottom? It's number 29? Did they do more than 29 stories?
I would imagine not. I'd say there can't be many more. No, I think 29 would be about it. Because if Tom Baker made 40 stories, you'd think that Hartnell.
Yeah, but they had more episodes per story. That was the difference. Right. Yeah. So there you go. So I understand Web Planet being at the bottom, even though look, it mainly didn't work, right? But the top. Where did I miss Troughton? Where did they not have it?
It's fascinating, isn't it, that a story that is mostly missing can figure so highly as number 3 in a poll.
Right. Well, Dalek Master Plan. That got to reconstruct that, especially now. By the way, I've heard the guy who did the not the Time Meddler. What's it called again? The Celestial Toy Maker. That reconstruction. Yeah. He is gainfully employed on Doctor Who projects.
Wow! Oh, that's great news. Well, he deserves it.
I can't say anything. I don't know that it's.
He deserves
I know somebody else involved in it as well who's excited. But yeah, it's going to be. Can I say anything? It's the.
Tell me later. I won't. You know me. I won't tell us. So.
Okay. Fine. Okay. No, it's not a reconstruction of an episode. That much I can tell you, right? Yes.
In all truth, in all sincerity, it's not. I don't need to know these things, but I'm genuinely happy for people who've got talent, got this ability, that when they get noticed, I think this is how it should be.
Oh, he so deserved it. His directing choices were basically he did the thing the BBC tried to do with Web of Fear and made it work.
Yeah.
Right. That's essentially what happened.
With just a bit of sensitivity, probably a little more time, and with a lot more flair. I think that was
it's talent. But what is talent? Bottom line, right? And it really showed out. War Games is number 1 for Patrick Trout and Tomb Assignment number 2. Interesting. War Games is a good little story. But Paradox number 3, that animation really made it do made people know it more. That's cool. That's interesting.
I would, for me, the War Games is I love every second of it. I can see it probably is my favorite Troughton story. Come to think of it,
I know I love Seeds of Death. I really
but I'm
do.
amazed.
Way down there at 13. I love Seeds of Death. I love Faceless Ones. I love Macro Terror. All the ones they got in the middle. Moonbase. Where's Web of Fear? They got Web of Fear is my one. Invasion. Love Invasion. Freaking adore Invasion. And I'm so glad that's the one that they spent all the money on. That very nice animation.
I would agree. I think the Invasion is better than is it better than the Tomb of the Cybermen? Actually, it's probably about the same. All things
they're very different stories, right? They are
so different
stories. It's but fine. Let's
look at those pictures.
Yeah, once I look at back.
See, the War Games wouldn't have been number 1 10 years ago. What?
No, well, this was what the DVD age has bought it, I think. I don't remember this. There was a BBC audio release. I was getting a new release of Life. One of the most exhausting at the time was getting a new release of Life from BBC Audio. I'm just looking to animate, do versions of anything. So what? This is a game that they made?
Yeah, this was with Typhoon T, wasn't it? It's before my time. But people if you ask JT and Simon from Type 40 Live about this, and they just go misty-eyed and they'll do half an hour on it.
Oh, well, they're on tonight, right? You're right.
They are on tonight, on my show later.
I can't send. Do you want me to send you screen grabs of this or something?
No, it's. I think we've covered it already. Come to think of it, because JT he runs the merchandise segment of the show. So I think we talked about the vinyl edition of The Amazing World of Doctor Who on the last show. So we have talked about it to some extent. But yeah, all that stuff. It is before my time. I haven't even got a copy of that book. I think it's one of the very few from around that time that I haven't got.
Look at this. This just seems like desperation to have some form of diversity in the history of Doctor Who.
What's this?
It was like some woman who was in the Crusade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really? Come on. This is just, she's not that relevant, Doctor Who, to have a 4-page bloody spread. Bloody hell.
So I know her face now. I've seen her. She's done lots of things.
Right,
is that the only Doctor Who?
Away from Dare the Triffids.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's the only Doctor Who she's done. But if she's got an interesting career.
Interesting career, but a 4-page article. This is so.
This is quite a lot.
This is because these insane kids think they're racist and they don't talk about black people. No, you're racist if you only talk about black people. Oh God, how do they get raised to be so stupid? Oh, it's painful.
I watched a few nights ago. I watched Steptoe and Son Rides Again, the classic, the classic movie, the second film of the Steptoe. They only made 2, right. And in that film is 50 years old this year. And as I was watching it, there's a lot more location filming in and around London in the second movie. And so they're out on streets, and there's like school kids sort of collecting bits of old tat. There's just people walking up and down the street and things like that. And there's parts of the film are filmed in a hospital. And most of the staff, there's members of staff there, and obviously there's extras and all that kind of thing that are employed in it. But there is so many black people and Indian people in that movie.
They were just London, baby. That's how I grew up.
50 years ago. So the idea that not only that black people or Indian people didn't have a place in society 50 years ago, but also that they weren't present in entertainment, in films and television, is nonsense.
It's these idiot children speaking with complete confidence and total ignorance at the same time, right?
Do you think it's down to the idea? I feel that this generation that we're talking about have rejected the simple concept, something that I grew up being told. When you respect your elders or listen to your elders because they're not just old, they're wiser.
That's one of the worst things about Twitter, right? 100%. And one of the worst.
The idea that wisdom is not a thing, that through living a life and years on the clock and life experience does not amount to anything at all. That wisdom that one accumulates.
If you go to China, you'll find that's not the case, because TikTok very much encourages respecting one's elders and achievement. Right, that's what you get upvoted for. That's what you get like social credit for. And in America, and in America, it's designed if you twerk, right? I mean, honestly, between the fentanyl and TikTok, I would say they're two incredibly effective weapons to take down America, right? And they have been.
It's mad when you think you can go on Twitter or practically any social media platform, or even onto content making platforms, and you'll find that particularly as a man in your 40s, you'll get usually women, but generally people. A lot of the time, it's women who are half your age or less telling you that you don't know what you're talking about life or anything. You think, I know. Again. We're the only group that can be talked to like that. It's madness.
It's living a life of entitlement. It's designed to do that. Listen. China wants to be a world power, and they're going to be. And it's unless something happens, that it's not going to be fun. By the way, so back to Doctor Who magazine. Yeah. I'm interested in this article. So I've always wondered what a best boy does, right? So you can find out this way.
Yeah.
Fine. So I have no idea what a best boy does. I've always wanted to know. Good and you. See, this is a good art. 2 pages, right? 4 pages.
I've always wanted to know. In fact, I think there's a lot of gold to be mined in articles like that about gaffers and best boys and all those things. But I have to say, and I'm sure that'll be a great read, but I think this is a bit conspicuous now. So you've got the 4-page article on Cleo Silvestri, and did I just see that crew member was a young black man?
Oh yes. But they have this every week, every month. They have a couple of pages on
trying a little too hard. I mean, I'm very interested. I mean, I'm pleased as punch. Anybody getting on in their chosen career, and I will read this with great interest. But again, I'm not the most cynical of people. But 2 large articles on 2 largely inconspicuous black people.
You could be right. You could be right. So this is an interesting space filler. I haven't been reading. 60 objects in 60 years. Okay. I like this guy's illustration. Basically, they gave him a job writing this article. Greeting cards. It's just like random weird. I mean, nice enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to like.
I'm totally down for these kind of articles. Like I said, I think that with Doctor Who magazine being the magazine, the kind of mag that it is, a lot of people I think it promotes a lot of interest in people who like to see behind the curtain. So they'll, I am genuinely interested in reading that article about the best boy there because we like to see how the sausage is made, sort of thing.
Right, I love that. That's my thing. I love that.
I think this is a reflection of the same sort of thing. Objects that you could never, any other specialist magazine, I'd be surprised if they would have content that is like this, that's skewed like this, that has this kind of edge of the slightly sad.
I mean, I'm now kind of into reading about the creation of the Neo Cybermen, right?
Yes.
You talked me over, right? You've got the Viewmaster. You've talked me over. I'm going to read this article now.
Look at the Viewmaster in its little box there. That is a thing of beauty. I've got the Peter Davison one. I haven't got that one. I've got the discs, but I haven't got the packaging. This is fabulous.
Yeah, listen, the packaging for anything. Yeah, that does look nice. I do agree with you. I'm behind on the comic strip, so I have to because it's only 6 pages, and I want to let it build up a little bit. Best episode of Capaldi's first season by far. Not even. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
No, I agree, and I'm a big fan of Capaldi's first season. I know that you're not so keen, but this was the standout episode from that.
Yeah. I can't remember who wrote it.
Jamie Mathis.
Yeah, he's normally very solid, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right. So you got the poll. What's your favorite Doctor Who merchandise? Okay.
Tom Baker beer.
Like that. I do. Like he always has the same expression as Tom Baker as well. Weirdly. I was kind of tempted.
Just wait until the Jodie Bear comes out next year. Then there'll be that'll be in the.
We'll never see any Jodie thing ever again.
No, I mean you're angry Jodie Bear. I think we need to get
that should come out. I was if I lived in England and I wouldn't have to pay shipping, I would probably pick this up. This looks kind of good.
Yeah, again, it's another example. I haven't found this in a single shop round by me. Not one.
Well, they killed their market. I have this box set, but I haven't listened to it yet. It's one of the things I have to listen to still. Joe Jones and the Third Doctor. I heard it's a bit woke, but I listen. I have to wait and see for myself to judge.
Yeah, I decided not to go for this, but I've changed my mind, and I probably will. I love the last one that much. I thought. Oh no, I've still got. I bought Kaleidoscope and I haven't listened to that. But the
Kaleidoscope's great. That's really good, right? I found their Third Doctor range, their Second Doctor range has been really strong recently. Their Fourth Doctor is not bad, but I'm not nowhere close.
I think their relaunch has gone mostly really well, but the big problem they've got is that there's still too much material coming out. There's way too much.
I agree with you. And also, I think they're getting a lot of competition from BBC Audio right now. So they got this book read by John Coleshaw, The Time Monster. There's a lot of focus on the Time Monster right now. I haven't seen it in the box set yet.
Rabbi, there is so much Doctor Who audio around at the moment. I think that sooner or later, the situation, if this whole thing with Disney goes well, Disney, Bad Wolf, Sony, I think that at some point they're going to look at this brand, they're going to look all across everything that's put out, and they'll see a book line which I think is somewhat dormant at the moment, that could easily lurch back into life and be something that people could get into again. But I think if they look over at the audio ranges, they'll see two publishing houses putting out what are essentially competing lines of merchandise. And I think you could see a massive change there. And I would hate to think that Big Finish themselves could lose their license to make Doctor Who. But I think we could. And I know that Russell T Davies. I think Russell will fight their corner. But I think that at some point, intervention by the producers of the show for the good of the brand is absolutely essential. There is far too much.
I think what they need to do is move to a streaming service, right? I think Bad Wolf should buy Big Finish, and I think and negotiate the audio content from BBC, and I think you would have an incredibly strong streaming service, right? $3.99 a month for all the Big Finish content. I reckon they'll be at 100,000 subscribers within 3 months. If you and I struggle to keep track of this stuff, how do they ever hope of growing a listener base for this stuff? I think you're right. Well, you need to the only model now is streaming. Like everything, the CDs are a dead market. It's like streaming is everything. It's And they can't do it because I think the BBC takes like 90% of the profit on streaming, right? I think they take.
I see.
So that's why I believe that app doesn't stream your content. You got to download it on the app. Because anything weird Big Finish is doing is because of the BBC. Yeah. Okay, this is like I know from I can't tell you how, but if they do anything, you go, oh, that's stupid. Oh, sometimes they do stupid things. Don't be wrong, but a lot of the stupid things they do is from the BBC.
No, I can quite believe it.
Loving this box set. I'm still on Day of the Daleks. Although on have you started watching it yet?
No, have I? No, I haven't. No, so I watched. What am I watching? I watched The Three Doctors the other week because we did that on a show. I haven't actually watched any Doctor Who for about 2 weeks. I've been too immersed in Picard and other things.
Oh, I love it. But by the way, you're going to have another great Friday night. Picard and Mando, awesome. No spoilers. Zero spoilers. Both awesome.
There's only 3 Picards left after this one, isn't there?
I know, it's so sad, right?
All ends in a month.
I'm wondering if they're retooling Discovery. Can they even make Discovery good? Do you think?
Not a chance.
I don't know if there's anything to do with that.
Mate, it's mostly in the can anyway, isn't it? They've only got sort of some.
I think they did a good year, so I reckon they'll do some jiggery pokery.
So do I. I think there'll be some extra material filmed, maybe some sort of epilogue thing for a final episode. I actually think that what's more likely happened is that Discovery has been, if not axed, then brought to a close sooner than they'd originally planned.
It's all about Kurtzman's contract being finished, right? Strange New World apparently had a 3-year contract. I think Lower Decks is done, but the rumor is they need to wrap up Star Trek within a year to make it saleable, right? That's what I heard.
Oh, I see. That would make sense. Yeah.
Right. So I think Lower Decks is done. Hopefully, one can only hope. Anyway, in Power of the Dark, Day of the Daleks, they reference the second story. They say, well, they talk about Curse of Peladon. And I was like, really? It's weird, out of order, but okay. I haven't watched this extra yet with the Sea Devil, but it looks a bit ropey. I tell you, if you need somewhere to keep your toast, Ingrid Pitt's here for you.
What a cleavage that woman had!
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, not that I want to say anything good about Sue's lovely pair of tits. I every time I say it, I say absolutely from the neck down. Really, incredible. But then you get the searing anger.
Oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah, that woman's got a great body, and I think she's a very pretty girl. To tell you the truth, it's just I think she's
used it to get where she wants.
Ugly on the inside is what I would do.
Oh yes, I would agree. No, please finish this Sixth Doctor piece of shit. I'm done with the Sixth Doctor and his amazing female friends. Like, yeah, this is everything of where the Sixth Doctor is right now. Like, come back. What happened there? Yeah. Back to go to page view.
See, this is
I'm not interested in this. I like Mel, but like, piss off. Give me Doctor Who.
I think that Colin maybe has dug himself a hole with some of this by being the most vocal about his alleged sort of feminism. And so they've, you get what you tolerate. And it's just like they've given him any piece of shit script that they've got kicking around by some bird. Just get it out.
Yeah, apparently so. Although I do like it when they interview people about their favorite doctors. This is normally a good little thing. Right, I like that I'm seeing lots of material I can do on my streams right now.
She's lovely, Mina Anwar. What a lovely actress. So it's so nice to see her. I mean, I was chuffed when she was cast as Rani's mum anyway. But the fact that she's still so proud of being in Doctor Who.
I think this is going to be a big range for a big finish. The Beyond Bannerman Road.
Because it looks fun. It looks fun. They've got somebody. It's being led by an actress who you can't help but like, in a character that she was young enough to be my daughter, but you couldn't help but relate to and want to get behind. And you got people who are genuinely thrilled to be associated with their parts, and lots of scope to tell some really nice stories that probably can't be told with anybody else at the moment. Now that I know Liz has been gone for 12 years. It's a long time. But it still seems like it was only a couple of years ago. So that's the kind of range that Big Finish should be not pushing as such, but should be pushing creatively. Yeah, exploring and use and I won't say trying out new writers on it, but they can be a little more, if not progressive. They can move forward with the stories creatively and something like that.
Right.
The place to do that isn't in Sixth Doctor stories with Colin Baker.
I agree completely, but that's why I like I think having what's the name head it Rani, what's her name, the actress?
Oh, Anjali Mahindra.
Yeah, is a very good idea. This this is an example of there's just too much stuff out there. I wouldn't mind this. Katie Manning reading Iris White theme novel. This is a background on Iris White theme, which I've always enjoyed, but there's just too bloody much. I didn't finish the Kate Orman book on tape either. right? I just too much. Thank God I'm out of what's it called again? Torchwood. And this is another BBC audio one. I like how they're being inventive, but man, they are adapting anything right now, right? Absolutely anything. Sufficient day. This is a fun little thing they do every month. I do enjoy this. And then next month, so they're going to be doing the 70s Doctors. Yeah. Listen, we're going. Oh, Dave Gibbons is being interviewed. Oh, that
should be good. Man, I would imagine they've probably edited a lot of this stuff.
Hand job. What the hell?
$7.99. Yes, crazy price.
Fact Fiction is the Idiot's Lantern. How Jacqueline Stonebridge helped launch Doctor Who. Oh, God, please stop trying to insert women into.
Yeah, who was she? Was she the tea? Was she the tea woman, the tea girl on that episode?
Yeah, I mean, really. I bet she. Maybe costume design. I bet she had very little impact, right? I bet she had very little impact. And then we have is this? Oh, we've got the rope. This was such a dud. Very, very sad. And great cover, really good cover. Well done. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.